This is Meteo Mundo.
Hi everyone, I'm Meteo Mundo Chief Meteorologist Rusty McCraney. This is going to be your tropics update for Tuesday, September the 5th. If you've been watching the videos, you noticed I mentioned late last week that more than likely we would have some kind of tropical development in the central Atlantic early this week, and that has certainly come true. In the center of your screen is Tropical Depression number 13, soon to become Tropical Storm Lee. Now, there's also a tropical wave coming off of the west coast of Africa. At this point in time, that will not be of any concern. But let's talk about this system, and I want to highlight a couple of things. First of all, the track, which will take it fairly close to the Leeward Islands, the U.S. and British Virgin Islands, and even Puerto Rico, but also the intensity of what Lee is forecast to become. So again, it's Tropical Depression 13 right now, but late Monday, at the latest early Tuesday, it's forecast to become a tropical storm. And then very quickly, I mean by early this weekend, it's forecast to become a major Category 4 hurricane with winds of 140 miles an hour. So Lee is going to be intensifying very quickly as it looks to track fairly close to the Leeward Islands. Now I'm going to put the spaghetti plots, those forecast models on this map for you right now. And you notice that basically all of them do keep it away from a direct impact to the Leeward Islands in the U.S. and British Virgin Islands. But it's going to be a close shave, and if you live in those areas, simply because of the intensity that Lee will become, you need to pay very close attention as we go through the week. Going to zoom in on that area for you right now. Let me take off the models for us. So first of all, the center line for the Hurricane Center is about 180 miles north of islands like Antigua and Barbuda and Anguilla. Okay, none of the big global models, the GFS, the European, even the ICON, have a direct impact to the northern Leeward Islands and the U.S. and British Virgin Islands. That's all great, but if you notice that the cone of uncertainty from the Hurricane Center on the far western side does have it scraping the Leeward Islands. So simply because of the strength that Lee is forecast to become over the weekend, you can see those fours, those are Category 4 hurricane plots, if you will, from Lee. If you live in those areas, you need to pay very close attention to the movement of Lee over the next 3 to 4 days. I'm talking about places like Guadeloupe, Montserrat, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Kitts and Nevis, Anguilla, the U.S. and British Virgin Islands, and even Puerto Rico. Again, just simply because of what we think Lee is going to become in terms of strength. This is the GFS model. I want to put that into motion for you right now, and you can see that the GFS model does have Lee developing, but that direct impact stays north of the Leeward Islands. This is a very slow movement of this. I just wanted to give everyone time to kind of take a look at it. The other good news is the recurve even farther north occurs after passing the Leeward Islands. So that would keep places like the southeast Bahamas out of the direct impact as well. So again, at this point in time, the GFS model that you're seeing right now has no actual direct impacts to the islands, but it's going to be so close that if you live in those areas, you need to pay very close attention to it. Again, we'll let this model loop across one more time for you right now so you can see, again, Lee gathering strength over the next couple of days. It looks to get very, very strong as we get into Friday, and by Saturday morning, it's forecast to become a major hurricane. And you can see, again, it's close to scraping the islands, but we try and keep the brunt of that activity far enough to the north where we don't have direct impacts from a major hurricane for the Leeward Islands and the U.S. and British Virgin Islands. But again, close enough. If I lived in those areas, I'd be paying very close attention over the week ahead. This is the European model. You can see the same thing. It even has a quicker recurve to the north, so it's a little bit farther to the north than even the GFS is right now. That's all great news. Again, no direct impact from a major hurricane, but again, there are uncertainties built into these models, and this is something that if I lived in those areas, I would be paying very close attention to the remainder of the week. And this could become a very powerful Category 4 or even Category 5 hurricane. Notice the recurve goes quickly to the north, and that should keep places like the Turks and Caicos and the southeast Bahamas also away from any direct impacts. That's the latest. Thanks for tuning in. I'll keep you updated every day. I promise you on that. And if you like this content and you want the latest on what's going to become Major Hurricane Lee, make sure you like and subscribe right here to Meteo Mundo.